Welcome in, everybody. It's the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I am Greg, and I'm still waiting for Flex's computer to update.
Easy there, pal.
Oh, there he is.
It was a magical 12%.
Something about 12% to finish, but
yeah, something
still took an hour. And
apparently, Microsoft just goes 1 to 12.
Yeah, Microsoft doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Clearly.
God damn, do I hate Windows. Not a computer show, though. Not a computer show. Follow us. Smooth transition.
Yeah, you got real angry, man.
I hate fucking Microsoft. At Craft Beer Republic, at Flex Me a Beer, underscores in between. You can also give us a call, 805-538-BEER. It's 2337, all that good stuff. We got a lot to get to today. I did some traveling, which usually means I do some research. We got some fun facts. It's 4th of July this week. Some booze news. I'm excited because Flex's girls picked out his beer again.
They did.
And it's always a good night for me. It's like a real Russian roulette when they pick out the beer.
You know, I went to my local Eagle Park this past Monday with the kids for lunch, and I ran into Pilot Tom. And Pilot Tom told my girls how funny he thinks it is that they pick out my beer and that he has such a good time listening to it, and told them how funny he thought it was. So it's so like he funny. Got to meet him in person and thank them.
I'm with Pilot Tom on this. You know, in fact, should we just talk about what you're drinking now? Should we?
If you don't mind.
No, let's fucking do it.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
Man, what a voice that guy has.
Right?
Just a stud. So
what a man.
We walk into my local shop today, and I already told my kids what was going to happen. And, you know, they were pretty up for the challenge. Within 2 seconds of looking at the beer wall, they literally reach their hands out and say, "Dad, you have to get this one." They see the can art and they say, "You have to get it." So I checked to see what it was. I was okay with the style, very okay with the brewery, a little high on the ABV, you know, for my current state. It's Abomination Brewing. And apparently this is a series they do. It's called Fogsicle.
Oh.
And it's a sour double IPA series. So this one is sour double IPA with peach, vanilla, and marshmallow. And the can art, though, is where it gets really fun. It is a penguin.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Except there's no feathers on the skull of the penguin. It is just a penguin skull that goes into a penguin body.
Right, normal body.
Yeah, skull. And it's holding looks like a creamsicle, like a fogsicle. And it's got worms around the neck. Like you'd think it maybe have like a bow tie or something. Cutesy, but they're worms. And my kids just thought it was great. So here I go. I'm going to try this out. On Tapped here, it's a collective 404 rating. Only 927 check-ins, which the thing I really like about my shop is how recent they get some of these beers in. You know, I feel like the ones I've had last 3-4 months are usually under 1,000 check-ins. One didn't even have any check-ins yet, so it's nice to know that they're getting some fresh stuff. And again, Abomination's out of New Haven, Connecticut. So on the old nosebuds here.
I feel like it's always one of us that remembers to say nosebuds and then the other one.
It always makes me smile when you do. But this one's super heavy on the vanilla and the marshmallow. Almost like the smell you'd get on like a milkshake IPA, like from the lactose. But this doesn't have any lactose. So I'm assuming vanilla marshmallow on this. So without further ado, we will warm up the old tongue jobber and we'll dive right in.
Here we blow.
So that is very wonderful. This is extremely wonderful. It is sour, as it says. This is a sour double IPA. You do get a little bit of the hops up in there. No bitterness. And that peach, it's a little fainter than I'd like, but it's almost like not a ripe peach. If you've ever had like unripe stone fruit, which actually I prefer it that way because it's crunchy and it's not mushy and juicy and gets all over your face and your shirt because you're a slob.
Are we still talking about fruit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are. Because this is not a dick show.
Well, we're a couple of dicks.
We are. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. I also think the most underrated beer style in the entire world is probably a sour IPA. And I think one of my favorite beers of all time was a sour IPA. And it was a Drecker Untitled Art collab. And it was a raspberry sour double IPA. Or I think it was just a raspberry sour IPA. I don't think it was a double. But it was fucking fantastic. This follows right along suit with that. This is absolutely fantastic.
I do feel like there was a brief time in beer history where like the sour IPAs were starting to show up a little bit more, and then all of a sudden they're like, just kidding.
Yeah, I think that was honestly like 6 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a minute, but it's kind of around the same time that like all the fruited sours were blowing up.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, so that would be right around about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, and I think at the same time the sour IPAs, they weren't blowing up like the fruited sours were, but they were starting to pop up, and I had a few back then. I was like, these are actually surprisingly good. Because the thought of it sounds horrible. But hey, you like this bitter ass beer and want to turn it sour?
Yeah, but it's weird how well it works out.
Yeah, for the most part, it's actually really good.
And even with like a fruit edition like this, just absolutely top notch. I did get a single can of this. I do regret getting a single can of this because I would enjoy probably a case of these. That's how good they are. I'm not gonna lie. $4.99 a can, so I'm assuming $20 a 4-pack. I would pay that in a heartbeat.
Wow. I feel like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like we always, not always, we recently have been preaching buy one can first.
Right.
Try it, go back for more. Seems like whenever we follow our own rules, we get the one can, they're like, fuck, I wish we'd gotten 3 more of these bad boys.
Right, because it was a couple of weeks back where I ended up having to purchase 2 4-packs because my single can shelf at the shop was empty, completely empty. And
and you got fucked.
The beers weren't terrible, but
they weren't drain pours.
Right, but they weren't like I wasn't going to enjoy drinking the rest of them. I'm totally bummed out.
Yeah.
But great for Abomination Brewing. This is wonderful. Hopefully they come out with more of these. I don't know if it's a yearly thing, but I do have one other thing to say about this via Untapped, right? So we always talk about how people rate beer styles that they don't often drink, or, people rate not on beer styles, but beer as a whole. So I ran across this comment on this beer, mind you,
Okay.
And it kind of bummed me out. So this one says, sadly, this one got lost in the mix and sat in the basement about a year. Very sour and a hint of peach with some vanilla in the finish, but I don't like it nearly as much as it's overall rated. 3.5. Why are you rating a beer that got lost in your basement for a year?
Right. You've already said it's your fault.
Right. So now, because you rated this, which 3.5, it's not awful, right?
Not the worst.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it totally ruins the credibility of this beer score because, let's see, who is this? Randy N was a fucking idiot.
Come on, Randy.
Yeah, Randy. What a dumb name.
With 8 A's.
It's your fault. Don't rate it. Don't wreck the brewery's credibility. Don't ruin the beer score because you were, again, an idiot.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the beer's fault.
No, it's Randy's fault for not checking the back of his fridge, you dummy.
Randy. God.
Fucking Randy.
I don't think anybody has a good friend named Randy. I don't think that's a real thing.
Not unless you knew the Macho Man.
Oh, damn.
Okay, not a wrestling show. R.I.P. Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So much to get to. I'm in a massive amount of pain because I went wakeboarding this weekend. Yeah. We got the new boat, and new to us boat, and boats these days, because our old boat was older than me, have ballast bags in the back that you can fill up with water.
Yeah.
And what this does is makes your wake bigger. So when you're jumping on your wakeboard, you get bigger wakes to jump off of. Yeah. Bigger jumps equals you go higher. So filled up the bags this trip a little bit more than last trip because I'm still getting used to the new boat, and really hit some decent jumps. I mean, I'm garbage. Like, I'm not out there doing flips or anything, but hit some decent jumps and came down real hard a couple of times.
How high would you say you're going on these decent jumps? I don't go wakeboarding. I've never been, so I'm just curious.
Yeah, I truly have no idea.
Damn it.
Could be because it's one of those things like, you know, when you're a kid, you're doing like bunny hops on your bike and you're like, oh my God, I was 100 feet in the air. And like, if you were to watch the tape back, like your back wheel didn't even get off the ground. That's how I imagine it really is. Like, I'm always looking at the wife in the boat for visual feedback. Cause if it's a decent jump, you'll see it on her face. And sometimes she'll even give me the nod.
Wow.
If it's not bad. So I truly have no idea. Like, I don't know, 6 feet on a good jump. When I say 6 feet, like my board is 6 feet off the
right.
water. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. To me, that sounds pretty high.
What I need to do, I haven't done this in years. I should break out the old GoPro and get some footage and just see like how high am I?
Yeah,
getting
do
off the
that.
water?
I like that idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to know.
Crack that thing open. Yeah.
The
important
people
shit.
need to know.
That's right. That's right. So did that. No beer drinking over the weekend. Did once again classy wine drinking because
that's
all of our free memberships.
That's who you are.
But the week before, I did some beer research because I was traveling for work. I went down. I was in Anaheim again, over the Anaheim area. So I went over to Villains Brewing, and if you recall, Chew called in when Villains just opened.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, and he was none too pleased. I don't remember exactly why. I think part of it was because like they were kind of shitty to him, and I think he also said like the beer wasn't very good or something like that. Anyways, I went. I will start off with like the service was pretty bad. Like I was at the bar, like I sat at the bar thinking, you know, because I'm by myself, I don't need to take up a four top.
Correct.
I'm down there for work, and I could see the Dodger game was on, so I could watch Dodgers.
And you usually get quicker service sitting at the bar.
Yeah, you chat up the bartender a little bit. Maybe you get a little quicker service. No, I was the forgotten man on the island. It took forever. And even once I got like my order taken, I was forgotten, like had to like flag someone down for napkins and shit. It was service left a lot to be desired. I did have, I forget what it's called, their hazy IPA. It was pretty good, actually. I would have again. And I had wingies, had some buffalo wings.
Love me some good wings.
I do too. Look, the cook on them was good, but the flavor on them was just not that great.
Okay.
So all in all, Villains was fine. If I saw their beer in the wild, I would order it, but I'm not going out of my way to eat dinner there again.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, you know, what is that, like a 3.5?
Yeah.
I don't know. I did only have one beer, though. They only had one hazy on tap.
Villains was left in the basement for a year. So
There you go.
3.5.
I was in a real haze bitch mood that night, and they only had one hazy on tap, so I had that same beer twice. I was like, I don't feel like a West Coast tonight.
Yeah,
So,
you know, I feel that.
yeah,
I
and they had
really
like
do.
3 Mexican lagers, and I was like, I don't need any of that stuff.
No.
We all know how Greg feels about
I know,
craft
yep.
Mexican lagers.
Too much corn.
Yeah, so too much corn. Come on, guys, leave the corn for your. Never mind.
Jesus.
And before I forget, shout out to our top listening city of the week, Chicago. Hey, Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. Fun.
Yeah. So that's
So it is a fun city. I like that.
I've never been, and I want to go. Not only do I want to go, but I want to go to some baseball games while I'm there.
So
do all
I've
the things.
never been to Wrigley or Rate Field, whatever. It'll always be U.S. Cellular to me.
Wrigley's the only one I care about.
Oh, yeah. We so last year we went to St. Louis, right? Caught a Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. Live in Milwaukee, so I've been to
Busch.
Miller Park or AmFam Field, whatever it is now. And next week we're road tripping to Cincinnati, and we're gonna check out a Reds game at Great American Ballpark. So now I really want to hit Wrigley, which is shocking. I live like an hour and a half away. I should have gone to a game there by now, but I haven't. And then
At least once.
So I want to do that and then finish off at PNC in Pittsburgh. Maybe next year, a couple years, and just finish the whole NL Central. It's all
That'd be
all the
cool.
teams in the Brewers division, and I think that'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah. Whenever we're traveling somewhere that has a game, we try to go if scheduling permits. Like we'll probably go see a Rocky game when we're in Colorado next
That's
month
awesome.
and all that good stuff.
Worst team in the MLB, but that's awesome.
Worst team, and I love that they're not just the worst team, but like they're the world's, like in all of history of baseball, worst team.
I think they have
fucking
19 wins right now.
Something like that. Yeah, it's embarrassingly bad and
terrible.
It's and they're what they do. They just fired their their GM that they just announced they didn't fire him, was leaving at the end of the season. Like that's gonna make a big deal.
Or just leave now. Like why stay on?
Yeah, they're fucked either way. Like what's it matter?
So I didn't travel yet. So you talked about your traveling a little bit. I will be heading to Cincinnati next week.
Nice.
Spend about 2 days there, and then we're going to drive to Louisville. And we're going to spend 2 to 3 days in Louisville. So that's exciting.
Gonna go get a slugger.
We're going to do the Slugger factory tour. We're going to, there's like some kind of horse farm there that has like all the horses from the Derby, or some of the horses from the Derby that are like retired.
Sure.
Gonna hit up a couple bourbon distilleries.
Nice.
I've heard Maker's Mark is like the one that you should go to.
Oh, really?
Yes, I heard it from a patron at Eagle Park, and he said don't even bother with anything else. He said just go to the Maker's Mark tour, and then I've also heard if you do one tour, you've done them all.
Interesting.
But my wife was still interested. Shocking enough, doing the Bourbon Trail and stopping at multiple.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing the Bourbon Trail.
Yeah. So,
does your wife like bourbon?
No, she doesn't drink at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say she hardly drinks.
Right, but it was her idea to check some out on the Bourbon Trails.
She trying to expand her horizons?
Maybe she's just trying to make me happy. I don't know. I don't want to,
Let's not overanalyze.
Yeah, I don't want to count my chickens.
Let it happen. Right.
It's like she said it and I said okay.
Yeah. You're gonna come back in 2 weeks. So we hit Total Wine and picked up a bottle of bourbon.
God, I hope that's not what happens. Damn it. Oh.
It was Maker's Mark, but it was from Total Wine.
Right, yeah. But then kids really want to go to a Buc-ee's. Have you ever heard of Buc-ee's?
I've heard of it thanks to a podcast called Flightless Bird.
Okay.
I had not heard of it before this podcast.
So I've only heard of it from my kids. I've seen people wearing like the hats and the shirts, and I've never known what it was. I guess it's all over like YouTube and kids' YouTube. It just like I
was gonna say, how do the kids know about it?
Watching all their YouTube, and the kids that live in the areas of Buc-ee's, I don't fucking know, but it's like a glorified gas station department store.
Right, but it's like the Disneyland of gas stations.
They have like 100 pumps, and they do like their own smoking. They have like brisket sandwiches, pork sandwiches, pizzas, this whole thing.
Yeah. In fact, Steph was just at a Buc-ee's in Texas a couple weeks ago.
Well, that's where they started. That's where they originated from, was Texas. Right.
Right. And she was doing like Facebook. Boy, do I sound like a boomer. She was doing Instagram videos and stories and like just circling around with her camera. And you could see just how ginormous this place is. It's like a Walmart, basically.
So I'm excited for it because we went to like the off brand, like the competitor last year when we went to St. Louis. And we went,
who's the off-brand Buc-ee's?
It's Wally's. WALLY''S Wally's.
Uh-huh.
And Wally is a bear and Buc-ee is a beaver, I believe.
Yes.
And there's only like 2 or 3 Wally's in the nation. There's like 2 in Missouri and 1 in Illinois or something like that. But we had passed one and didn't know what it was, and we went back and stopped in, and it was glorious. Like the food was fantastic. It was like 1/3 grocery store, 1/3 hot deli, or like, like they did their own sandwiches. They did their own pizza. They had all their own beef jerky and all this and that. And then the other side was like department store. Like, oh, you're on vacation. You forgot a kayak? Come to Wally's and buy a kayak. Or
I hate when that happens.
Going camping and you didn't realize you needed a tent? Come buy a 10 family tent at Wally's, like it's just the most bizarre things that you could buy there, and they were there, but we had a great time. We bought a shit ton of stuff and the food was great. So I can only imagine Buc-ee's, right? It's like held on this pedestal. So
Yeah, better be better.
yeah, I'll be able to report back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Buc-ee's, you got some living up to do.
Better live
Yeah.
up to it.
That's so funny. I love that there's Buc-ee's knockoffs.
Oh yeah.
Good times. Yeah, I've never been to one, and I'm excited to hear how it goes. I'm excited to hear about the Buc-ee's brisket.
Yeah, we're gonna have to drive like an hour and a half out of Louisville. Like we're gonna stay in Louisville. We got to drive an hour and a half away just to get to this Buc-ee's.
Is Buc-ee's the main point of the trip?
Not the main point, but the kids have been wanting to go for like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
And there's actually a sign as you get on the freeway here. It's like 43. You head south, and there's a sign that says Buc-ee's 469 miles. And we
469.
think it's like Tennessee. And I think that's where the closest one to us technically is. But yeah, it's just bizarre. So they always see the sign. We always see the sign. We're, going south and
Sure.
Yeah. They're actually going to put one in Wisconsin in like 2027, but who wants to wait?
Right. Not worth it.
No, sir.
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what a good dad you are.
Well, I try.
Well, bring me back a Buc-ee's hat.
I'll send you one.
Along with all the beer. I'll send you beer just so you feel obligated to send me a hat
I'll
back.
get you some beer from Buc-ee's and a hat. And maybe they have their own beer. Who knows?
Oh my God. If they do. Now if they do have their own beer, I am requesting
Now I'm going to
some
have to
Buc-ee's
check.
beer.
Okay. I will check.
Yeah.
And you got it. Just for you.
Because that would be a great show if we could drink some Buc-ee's beer together.
Because it is officially birthday month for the both of us.
Right. Best month of the year.
Best month of the year.
Yeah. And in fact, I was about to say, as this drops, it's like the day before your birthday, I think. No, it's like a couple days before your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When this drops, it's like
4 days before your birthday.
5?
5 days.
5 days.
I don't know what that is. So happy birthday to Flex.
Thanks, man. This will drop the 2nd. My birthday's the 7th.
Yeah.
And nobody's sending me anything.
Maybe I already have.
Damn it.
Or maybe I haven't. Who knows?
I certainly hope it's the latter.
My birthday present to Flex is not sending him a birthday present.
I was going to say, or send me beer when you know I'm leaving so it gets delivered and sits on my porch for a week.
It's all nice and warm when you get back.
Talk about beer science.
Yeah. We had that happen to us with wine. One of our wine clubs is very local. And the winemaker texted me while we were at the lake, was like, hey, I'm dropping off your wine. I was like, hey, we're not back till tomorrow night. Can you hold off? Like, we'll pick it up from you. Like, don't worry about it. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll drop it by later this week. And then the next day while we're on the lake, I missed some text messages. They're like, is it okay to drop it off? Well, I dropped it off anyways. I'm like, oh, good. It's sitting on my porch. It's 85 degrees out. Fantastic.
Love me some boiled wine.
At least you know it's sterilized. So we'll see how that turns out.
Ugh.
All right. Before I tell you what I'm drinking, Scott sent this over. Thanks, Scott. Or should I say?
Thank you, Scott.
Love it.
I'm going to ask you the question, actually. What U.S. states drink the most alcohol per person?
Per person.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I fully expected to see Wisconsin on here.
I didn't want to like brag, so I didn't want to like guess Wisconsin, but I would assume at least top 10.
I only got the top 3.
Oh,
so
top 3. That's tough.
I'm sure Wisconsin's top 10. Otherwise, they're going to kill themselves.
I would have to assume like Wisconsin, California, and then something weird like Oregon or Wyoming or something like that.
So number 1 was New Hampshire.
Okay.
At 4.43 gallons of booze per person per year.
Per year. Okay.
I'm like, only 4.5 gallons.
Yeah,
huh?
that's not that much.
Yeah, and you're the most. Okay. Coming in second was Delaware, 4.4 gallons.
Jeez, East Coast, killing it.
And then third was Washington, D.C. at just over 4 gallons.
That's very interesting.
Yes. I have a feeling you'll know the lowest.
Utah.
There it is, 1.3 gallons per person.
That makes a
per
lot
year.
of sense.
Yeah, no one's surprised by that
The
one.
Delaware thing makes me laugh though, because it's like, what else are you gonna do?
Sure.
And then the old classic Wayne's World. Oh, I'm in Delaware.
Well, the thing about New Hampshire is I think the numbers are skewed. I found out that New Hampshire doesn't have any alcohol taxes.
Okay.
So I'm sure anybody who lives on the border is crossing state lines to buy their alcohol.
Yeah. I would say that's probably 100% skewed.
Yeah. So
And
is it really 4 point?
Who's on the border of New Hampshire? It's not Delaware. It's not you, Delaware, is it?
I don't remember. I'm not a mathematician. I mean,
A mathematician.
Mathematician. That's a thing, right?
Sounds legit.
If you say it confidently, people will believe you.
I'm actually going to Google this. Yeah, a little bit away from Delaware.
Yeah.
It's a little bit. So Delaware, you're lucky.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of it away from Delaware. Pretty northish. But it is close to D.C., who's number 3.
Okay.
So, But not like close enough to jump the border or anything.
Maybe close enough to be worth the no tax. I don't know.
Yeah. Who's around New Hampshire? New York, Vermont, Maine,
Rhode Island,
Massachusetts. Maybe those fucking bastards are coming over. The Van Duzes are coming over to New Hampshire to get their booze.
fucking Van Duzes.
Fucking Van Duzes. We need a pallet of Busch Light.
Get to work, you Van Duzes.
I don't know why they became white trash with the Busch Light.
Yeah, you totally ruined that.
Sorry, Van Duzers. I'm very tired.
One day, people will know what we're talking about.
Never.
But
I think I still have that.
But also, if you know what a Van Duzer is, congratulations, you win.
You do win because it's sort of nothing, but sort of something.
I would say it's something.
Because isn't it really the dozers?
I don't know. It's they called Van Duzers?
No, they're just the dozers.
No.
Hold on. The Van Duzers were something we made up based on the dozers.
Thought they say attention Van Duzers.
No, it's the dozers.
Damn it.
Oh no, Doozer. It's the Doozers. We added the van.
Well, I'm having an off day.
I knew we made some of that up.
Oh man.
Oh dear. All right. Well, I need to fucking drink a little beer over here.
He calls to the bullpen for
beer.
Yeah, he does. I am drinking Anchorage Brewing Company's Within Us Imperial / Double New England Hazy IPA. This can art is pretty dope.
They have
as well.
some of the best can art I've ever seen. I actually might have had this beer about 5 years ago.
Oh.
I won in a giveaway on Instagram, which gave me a Tavor gift card. And I'm pretty positive I ordered that and drank it off Tavor.
How funny. Well, this is 5 years old. It's been in a closet. And now I'm only giving it a 3.5.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Yeah. It's the beer's fault, not your fault.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 8.4%, 70 IBUs, and a 422 with well over 8,000. In fact, 8,800 ratings.
Wow.
4.22. And all it says is brewed with Galaxy and Simcoe hops. We dig it on the nose buds.
Yeah. What's that smell like?
I'm getting, I think that's passion fruit, and maybe a little like grapefruit, some citrus behind it.
Okay.
It's good. No, it's light, but it's tasty smelling. I'm going to dig in here.
I did drink this.
How long ago? Was it 5 years?
April 18th, 2020.
Literally 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'll tell you what I rated it after you tell me.
Okay, that's fair. On the tongue jobber, really follows suit. It's definitely some passion fruit, something citrusy. It's bitter. So I'm thinking grapefruit and or like an orange pith type of situation. They say it's a hazy, but it's pretty see-throughy. It's not that hazy.
It's like juicy.
It's like unfiltered. Yeah, juicy. Light body though, it's nice. For being a double, it's a real light-bodied beer, not too malty, real easy to drink. Is it my favorite? No, but am I enjoying it? Yes. I don't know that I give this a 4.22. That feels a little generous. I would give this like a high 3. Like if I could, I'd give it a 3.8.
Okay.
What did you rate it?
I rated it a 3.5. I think for being a double New England, and I do remember this beer because it was a lot more bitter than I expected it.
It does have 70 IBU.
Yes. So that threw me off. And I did enjoy it. I do remember that, but I far from loved it, but I enjoyed it. You said you would give it a 3.8, and out of my collective friends on Untapped, collective 3.78.
Right on the nose.
So you are right on the nose.
Yeah. Would I pay Tavor prices for this again? I don't think so. But if I was at a beer bar and I saw it on tap, would I drink it? Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anchorage can art. If you've never seen it, look it up. It ousts Drecker tenfold.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's always black and white and
just very detailed drawings of, I would say, bizarre.
Yeah, I think this one
combinations?
Is a bird with a human skull inside of it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, what's really the point of it? Who knows? I'm sure it's symbolism, but within us, I get it.
Yeah. And it even says art by Massive Face. That must be the artist.
Cool.
Massive Face.
What a cool artist name.
Yeah. All right. A little news before we get out of here. You know, Busch Light released that apple garbage a few months ago.
I know what you're going to say. They released now. Busch Light Lime.
Yeah. Did you have it?
I did not. I saw it at the store today. And I just kind of, chuckled when I saw it. That's all I did.
I have not seen either in the wild.
The apple or what about the peach? Have you ever seen the peach?
I didn't even know they had a peach.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure they have the peach, the apple, and now the lime, apparently.
Yeah, I've seen none of the Busch Light flavors in the wild.
Well, if I see like a single can.
Please do not send me Busch Light. That is not worth the shipping. Buc-ee's you can send me.
Okay.
Busch Light, though, unless you're already sending me Buc-ee's beer, do not pay for the shipping.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not worth it. Brewdog. Oh, so sad. Couldn't have happened to a nicer company. Brewdog closes their Cincinnati outpost.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And I'm going there.
That's going to ruin your trip.
Shoot.
You're going to have to drink much better beer.
Where am I going to go now?
Buc-ee's. Get some Buc-ee beer. That we don't even know if it exists.
I feel like a place as big as they are, it's gotta have something.
Yeah, even if they're contract brewing,
that's what
they gotta
I'm
have a
assuming
can.
it is,
Yeah.
But a can
We
with
should look this up.
the beaver on it, that'd be pretty neat.
Who doesn't like a little beaver? Have you ever had Malort?
Yes. It's one of the worst things I've ever put in my mouth.
I've never had it. I've only heard the tales.
So it's derived from, like, the origin is like Chicago, right?
Well, it's not from Chicago, but it's like a huge deal in
Yes.
Chicago.
I had some buddies who, while I was all married and having kids, they were still single and going out. And this was, I don't know, I would say 7 or 8 years ago. And apparently it was it was still a thing, but it had like a huge rush with social media in the last couple of years.
Right.
But they would, I guess, order it for fun, like a joke, when they were out. And I had a friend who bought a bottle. So we went to his house and he was pouring everybody these shots. And we're like, oh, okay, like whatever. And we took the shot and it was like, how can I describe it? It's like black licorice gasoline.
I read one thing that said it's a mixture of black licorice, spoiled grapefruit, and acetone. So that tracks.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. And
that's all I've ever heard.
And people will buy it just because it's like I said, it's like a joke. It's like funny. And I don't think I've ever met anybody who actually enjoys it. But yeah, I'm sure there's somebody.
I'm sure. The closest I've ever come to Malort was after we as a show got kicked out of the really stupid Booze League football league because I fucked with Wiley and added Nick to our team.
Nice.
That's a story in itself. He lost his shit and started crying. Anyways, they kicked us out and it was all Booze League people after that. And that's when they let Nick back in the league. And the punishments that year, one of them was you had to do a shot of Malort, and Nick ended up doing a shot of Malort and said it was fucking horrible.
Yeah,
that tracks.
That tracks 100%.
Yeah. Well, Malort and Voodoo Ranger
God damn
are teaming up for Voodoo Ranger Roulette. New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger label is collabing with Jepson's Malort on a limited edition Roulette IPA that brings a bit of mystery to the 6-pack that you'll crack. Here's how it works. 4 of the 6 cans are regular Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA. For those who tempt fate, 2 of the cans are a Malort-inspired IPA with the liquor's signature bitter wormwood flavor. All 6 cans look exactly the same.
So you're spending 6-pack money for a 4-pack of beer.
And a 2-pack of puke.
That's gross.
Yeah. These limited edition roulette packs launched last week at New Belgium's Fort Collins Liquid Center. So do yourself a favor and avoid these.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun party thing, though.
It would be kind of fun, but I'd have to have been drinking already.
Do you think so? Voodoo Ranger, that's like a high ABV too. Or it's like
yeah, usually they're up in the 7s or
7s to I think they do like 9.2. No, they
pretty good range.
They do 7s to 9.5. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if it's the ABV of a regular Voodoo Ranger or
I'm guessing it is. Otherwise, the can would look different.
I guess you're right, because then they wouldn't have to put it on the can apparently, because some breweries don't. But
yeah, who knows? It's in Colorado. Colorado's got laws.
yeah, they ain't lawless.
Yeah, it's not like Florida or some shit.
But if you were somewhere and somebody had purchased these,
yeah,
would you play the game?
Probably.
I definitely would. I wouldn't say I would drink it all, because I can't say
I'm
that.
not guaranteed I would. Yeah, I wouldn't pound it or anything. But would I?
I would participate.
I'd try it.
Yeah, I'd participate for sure.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot and hope for the best.
Man, I wish you've had Malort before.
Maybe it's better than I have it. Maybe I wouldn't be so open to the game if I had.
I don't know, man. It's just,
I don't know. It's all about the game and how you play
it's
it.
the worst. But the wormwood, that's like what absinthe is made from too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Rogue is going to start dabbling. Rogue Ales and Spirits is the latest craft brewer to get into the intoxicating hemp beverage segment. The brewery just released 2 offerings, blackberry cucumber and pineapple guava. That sounds good. Each containing 10 milligrams of hemp-derived THC and 10 milligrams of CBD per 12-ounce can. Company said both are made with nano-emulsified cannabinoids for faster onset.
That's a good idea.
Faster onset?
Yes, because I feel like...
Yeah, hopefully it prevents you from drinking a second one by accident.
I think one of the worst things about like the THC or Delta variant beverages is you drink it and you're like an hour and a half later, and you're like, all right, like any time now. And then you take like 3 sips of that second can and you're like, fuck.
If I can send out one PSA to people who have never done edibles before, it's wait an hour and a half after you've had it.
Yeah.
I think everyone at some point in their life has been like, this isn't hitting me. I will have more now.
I guarantee you're right too.
I've done it.
It happened to me.
You did it with the seltzer.
Oh yeah. It definitely happened to me.
Yeah. I had an ex-girlfriend who we got some cookies one time, and I even told her, I said, these are strong. Have one and wait. And I saw her like a few days later, and she was like, I didn't listen. I had 3 cookies. I was like,
God.
Holy shit. It was a night. Kind of wish I was there for it. But, yeah.
I feel like it would have made like 24 hours feel like 72 hours.
Or maybe you just pass out and have a great time. Who knows? Who knows? All right. 4th of July is coming up. We got some 4th of July numbers and fun facts for you. First, the numbers. 70% of consumers plan to celebrate July 4th. Only 44% plan to purchase alcohol.
I'm already part of the 44%.
You've already purchased ahead of time.
Yes.
Smart. Yeah. I have not purchased yet. As this drops, I probably will have.
My man.
We're gonna stay home. You know what we discovered last year that worked perfect for Marty, the pups? He hates fireworks, but he does not give a shit about explosions on TV.
Okay.
So we stayed home. We marathoned action movies. We did laundry and we did dishes all night. And it drowned out the noise of the fireworks.
Interesting.
It was the best 4th of July he's ever had.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can
really
respect that.
Yeah. So we'll be repeating. And of course, like, we'll drink while we're watching our movies, and we'll probably throw some brats or something on the grill.
Do you do anything like during the day?
Earlier we'll probably take him for a walk, so he's had some outside time and that kind of stuff.
But I mean, like you and Shannon, like do you go over to Nick and Coley's, like pool time? Like
we used to, a couple things have happened. One, it wasn't worth it. Like we did a few 4th of Julys at their house. And when I say it wasn't worth it, I mean from the Marty standpoint. And like, we'd try to keep him in the house, but their neighbors, they live in Simi Valley where all the rednecks are.
Okay.
And their neighbors every year try to outdo themselves. And the fireworks situation has only gotten worse and worse.
Okay.
And so it's not worth it anymore. We used to stay at night, and then he would hate us and himself.
Oh, because you would take Marty there?
We'd take him with us.
Oh, okay.
Because we didn't want him to be here by himself, freaking out by himself. But I think that was probably just as bad because he's freaking out. At least he was with us, was our thought. The last couple times we were there, like we tried to leave by like 5 or 5:30 for 2 reasons. One, the fireworks, and 2, we don't want to get drunk. I don't ever want to drink and drive on a holiday because that's when the cops are out like crazy.
Time, right?
Yeah, and Ubers are super expensive, and so like we'd leave by like 5:30, and then even that wasn't working out so well. So last year we did the whole stay at home and movies and laundry and dishes and all that stuff, and that was the best for him. And it's fine. I don't need to go out and see fireworks. Honestly, if I wanted to watch fireworks, I'd rather go to Disneyland. They do the best.
Oh, they do the
show.
Absolute best.
Yeah. So in fact, there's been times where we've been at fireworks shows and I play the Disney fireworks music on my phone.
Jesus.
It makes it so much better. I'm a fucking nerd. Yeah. So we'll be hanging out inside.
Okay.
I think is probably the plan.
Right on.
Action movie marathon. We were just talking today, the new Jurassic Park movie's coming out. We were thinking we might go back and watch all the old Jurassic Park movies. We also haven't seen the 2 latest ones. We might catch up.
I haven't either. I honestly haven't seen anything past Jurassic Park.
Oh, you only seen the first one?
Oh, yeah.
I saw all the originals plus the first one that Chris Pratt did.
Was it Jurassic Park 2 and then Lost World or something?
I think so. And then there was like one more, I think, and then the Chris Pratt one. And then there's 2 that I haven't seen, not including the one that's about to come out. So we were thinking we might do some playing catch up on the Jurassic Parks.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And then real quick before we get out here, 4th of July fun facts. $8.9 billion is the amount Americans plan to spend on 4th of July food.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that.
Yeah. Any guess as to how many hot dogs will be eaten on the 4th of July?
Are we talking units of hot dogs or are we talking poundage of hot dogs?
Units in the millions.
In the millions.
Millions of hot dogs.
The millions and millions of hot dogs.
Of the rocks dogs.
I'm assuming it's like pretty high. Is it in the 100 millions?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to say something like 630 million hot dogs.
Okay. Way too much.
Damn it.
Yeah. Sorry. It's 150 million.
Oh, yeah. Literally in the hundreds. Okay.
Literally in the hundreds. Yeah. The 100. $4+ billion is the amount that Americans plan to spend on 4th of July beer and wine. Here's the thing. As a wine lover, we all know how classy I am.
Classiest guy I know.
Wine is not the beer, wine is not the beverage I'm thinking of for the 4th of July.
I don't think it works.
No, it's a beer and seltzy kind of day.
We did do mimosas one 4th of July. That was rad.
Okay, I could start there.
Yeah, that was solid.
Yeah, start the morning off with some mimosas.
But wine, I couldn't do wine.
Yeah, it just doesn't, maybe the chicks are doing white wine or something. I cannot drink white wine. It makes me want to throw up.
I like white wine.
Oh, I'm a red wine kind of guy through and through. $2.8 billion is the estimated amount spent on fireworks.
We bought some of those today already.
Are they legal where you are?
No.
Oh, okay.
So they're not legal in Milwaukee County, like to sell or anything to light off. So we just had to drive like, I don't know, 10 minutes away.
Oh, and then they are legal to sell.
To sell. And then, then we don't get like huge ones, right? Because size doesn't matter. And
I've got that tattoo.
Yeah, same. And we just do like a little patio display when we get home from fireworks on the 4th of July. And the kids enjoy it. It's all for the kids is what it is.
Right. Of course. They're not legal like anywhere around us.
Well,
very little. Yeah, I know. But I mean, I honestly, I can't think where they are legal in California. There is one city, I don't know how they get away with this, in our county that's legal to sell them, but it's illegal to do them. And it's called Fillmore. People will go to Fillmore and buy their fireworks. And they're the smaller ones. They call them the safe and sane fireworks.
Okay.
You know? And it's not just sparklers. They got the little pew 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 things you see in the middle of the street, and it's more than sparklers. They're actual fireworks, but they're not like the shit you import from Mexico. And for some reason, they still sell them there, and people will still go buy them and do them everywhere but Fillmore, where it's not legal. I don't know how this is a thing. In a county full of not legal fireworks, there's one city that somehow got grandfathered in.
I guess that the irony is bizarre.
It's so weird.
But also California, man, come on.
Please stop setting fires.
Come on, please.
Yeah. We don't need help. It happens enough on its own.
That is just the worst idea.
So bad. $4.7 million is the value of American flags that are imported annually.
Imported. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of our flags are made in China. No joke.
Right.
And 72.2 million is the number of people who travel over 50 miles from home for the 4th of July. Yeah. I'm like, no, thanks. That's a no from me.
Yeah. If people want to travel here 50 plus miles, that's fine. But I am not going anywhere.
No.
And I feel like 4th of July is like a super lazy holiday,
Yeah. You hang out, you barbecue, you get drunk.
Yeah. Pool or, just lay in the sun or
like just maybe you go to the park to see fireworks.
We go to our old high school. That's where they set the fireworks off in like the football practice field area. And we post up chairs right in the high school field. And I bring some Celsius and everybody brings beverages, and some people camp out in their trucks and they'll like tailgate the fireworks. And because it's like the one day of the year where anything like the open intoxicants, it's not legal, but it's,
but you outnumber the cops.
It's the 4th of July. It's like, let freedom reign.
Now, America, I've done similar activities. Let me ask you this. Is it not the weirdest fucking thing to drink on school grounds?
It was kind of weird the first year I did it.
Yeah. Like no matter how long it's been since you've been in school, like to be at your school drinking is real fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, what's really weird is that I've been out of high school for like 19 years this year. That is what's really weird. But yeah, the drinking on school grounds, I got used to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. For me, it's 22 years. Don't tell anybody. Shut up.
You look great.
Minus the hairline.
It's genetics.
Mm-hmm. It's my mom's fault, I think, right? Isn't that how that works?
Know.
Mom's
I only see the back of her head.
Yeah. How dare you? Well played. With that, we should hit some music. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Hi, Vanessa, by the way. Follow us at Craft Beer Republic at Flash Beer underscores in between. 805-53 2337. I think that's mostly everything. I hope everyone out there is staying very well hydrated.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.